Internet can't keep us down. We're coming right back. Members in the chat, drop the emotes in the chat. Members in the chat, give me the emotes. I need 66 likes.
Don't be a fraud. Don't be a fraud, hit the like. Don't be a fraud, hit the like.
Yeah, what he said.
Alright, shit. Oh, it started over. Yeah! The internet can't keep us down. They don't want us to have this show. What does he say? They didn't want us to do this show. Yeah, sorry for the delay. I had to go downstairs, unplug the modem, restart my whole PC. You know how long that shit takes. But we're here. We're here on a Sunday night. 143 sickos already in here. Thanks for being here. Thank you to all the members. Drop the custom emotes in the chat for me one time. I just put new emotes up. Use them. Spam the chat with all my custom emotes. Yeah. A Sunday night Sixers Knicks game. No Maxey, no Embiid, no anybody. Just real sicko shit. Sicko Sunday. Jerome Stewart says Sicko Sunday. Yeah. A game that I'm not going to lie to you, I almost skipped. Because after Friday night, I had to get up early Saturday. I was working a St. Patrick's Day event on Saturday at 8 o'clock in the morning on 2 hours of sleep. Then I slept from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. I've been totally backwards for like 3 days now. But the halftime coffee got me amped up. And then the Sixers in the second half got me amped up. And then a Kelly Oubre fight got me amped up. And you know what, man? We get to celebrate a win. Without Joel Embiid, I don't feel like we were going to get to celebrate many wins, even with Tyrese Maxey. Without Tyrese Maxey against the New York Knicks, I did not think we'd be celebrating a win tonight. The lowest scoring victory of the season so far, the Philadelphia 76ers beat the New York Knicks with a grand total of 79 points. Yeah, in 2024, the Sixers score a grand total of 79 points, and they hold the New York Knicks to 73 points. This game was atrocious. I mean, it looked like a middle school pickup game for a lot of it. You know the segments of those games where there's a turnover and the other team comes down the floor and they turn it over and the other team misses a layup and then there's an offensive rebound, they miss it, the other team gets a steal, they drive down again, they miss it. It was one of those games. It was insane for most of it. The Sixers were winning the whole time. not by much. At one point, they were up by 11, but you just kind of felt like the Knicks are going to get it together at some point and start clamping us and start locking all windows and doors, and we're not gonna hold on to this, But we held on to it, man. We fought. The Knicks were playing the defense that the Knicks play, especially late in the game. They started just swarming, double teaming, trapping at half court. You know what they do. And the Sixers did not fold. They didn't fold. And two players responsible for the Sixers not folding are Kelly Oubre and Cameron Payne. Huge shot from Kyle Lowry down the stretch. They didn't fold. They just fought, scratched, and clawed, and man, it was ugly. It was a mud fight. It was a back alley mud fight, 79-73 victory for the Philadelphia 76ers. Before I get into everything, this is brought to you by BetUS.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.
That's right. BetUS is giving you a 125% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits when you create an account using the link in my description and code 125. I posted all of the Tobias Harris odds boosts today because I thought some of them were fun. Some of them were, he's very easy to bet on because he's so predictable. I posted those in the community post today. Use the link in the description. Join BetUS. 125% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,500 and 10% gambler's insurance. Thank you, BetUS, for sponsoring the channel. Sixers win 79-73, a knockdown, drag-out fight. Thank you all for being here. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. So, first thing we're going to go ahead and get out of the way is this, okay? Hey, you read my mind, dude. You read my mind. It's exactly where I was going, and I'm not going to spend the whole show slandering the guy. I'm tired. I'm tired of talking about him. I'm getting to the point where I'm going to pretend he's not there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, thanks for the super chat and thanks for being a member of the channel. Kelly Oubre outplays $40 million cookie. I am an all-star sharpshooter once again. Yeah, and you know what the funny part is that Tobias Harris has accepted that he's the number 2 to Kelly Oubre. He brings the ball across the court and hands it off to him. I mean, it's really, he has submitted to his role once again. And, all of the defenders who I still can't believe exist make up stuff like, well, he's only the 3rd option because of Embiid and Maxey, or he was only the 4th option because of James Harden, whatever. He's just not the guy, not even close to a max contract guy. And he even found a way to turn the ball over in crunch time down there. Yeah, he found a way to turn the ball over in crunch time on his own side of the floor. And then he got his fingertips on it and it went off of Brunson. Good recovery and some luck involved, but yeah. So Tobias Harris starts the game out aggressive against the Knicks. And I was like, wow, he's getting involved. He's being aggressive. He scored the first 6 points of the game, I believe, or 6 of the Sixers' first 10 points or so. And I was thinking maybe I'm going to look stupid for telling everyone not to take Tobias Harris plus 30 points, a plus 800 on BetUS. Maybe that'll hit. Maybe he'll drop 30 in this game. But it's the Knicks. They're physical. He's not going to do that. And then I realized what he was doing. So this thing that Ben Simmons used to do, which is right when the game started, he would attack the rim a couple times kind of before everybody got their feet under him, kind of before everybody, got the wind going in, before everybody was ready to go. He would just run to the rim a couple of times, right, and try to get like 6 or 8 points real quick so then he could hide the rest of the game. That's what Ben Simmons used to do. Maybe that's what Tobias was doing in this game because he scored 6 points in the very beginning of the first half of the first quarter. Some good takes too, and then just completely disappeared basically the rest of the game. Couple of buckets down the stretch in the fourth. Oh, now we got a camera freeze, so everything's going great tonight, isn't it? Everything's going great. We got all kinds of stuff going on, man. Oh yeah. Let's unplug this and plug it back in. We got all. Hey, you know how it goes, man. When it rains, it pours. I started the stream earlier, and I had to completely cancel it, set up a new one. I am green on the screen. I had to cancel the stream, set up an entire new one. Thank you all for coming back. Now, let me reset my camera. This should work. There we go. We're back. Yeah, I had to reset the entire stream because my internet was running super slow. I had to reset the whole modem. And I felt it. You know what? I was a fraud, dude, because I felt it happening earlier. I was doing some work up here. I felt the modem just completely bogging down, and I didn't reset it earlier. I'm an idiot. So I go live, and everyone's yelling lag, 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 and I'm like, damn. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Tobias Harris, 6 points in the first quarter, disappeared kind of the rest of the game until late. The interesting part was this. The beginning of the second quarter is when the Sixers made a little bit of a run. Right when Tobias Harris went to the bench. You know, he went to the bench with about 3 minutes left in the first, and we made an immediate run. And I'm not saying I saw specifically like that these runs were because he was on the bench. I'm not saying specifically that these runs were ended when he came back in because of him. It was just very coincidental that, you know, you're in a battle, you're in a struggle. Tobias goes to the bench, you make an immediate 11-0 run. It was like a 7-8-0 run, whatever it was at the end of the first quarter. It had a lot to do with the combination of Kelly Oubre and KJ Martin in the beginning of the game. Just, you know, against the New York Knicks, man, you need straight dogs. You need straight athletes. You need straight guys that are going to get it done and be physical. And he came back in the second quarter, and the Knicks made a run. And Nick Nurse called a timeout, and, you know, back to the bench he goes. I wasn't watching. I don't feel like I was watching him intently defensively. Maybe because, again, I'm on like 4 hours of sleep, and the fact that I even watched this game was, I think, impressive. But just so happened every time he left the floor, the Sixers played better and played, hung with the Knicks physically. I don't want to say he had a horrible game. What did he finish with? I don't even feel like Tobias Harris played a terrible game. I think he wasn't forcing things. He put up he played pretty bad. 11 points, 5 for 14, 0 for 4 from 3. He was 0 for 5 from 3 last game. That makes him 0 for 9 from 3 in the last 2 games. He had 12 rebounds. Shout out to 12 rebounds from Tobias Harris. You know, he secured a couple of tough ones, seriously, at the end of the game. People say you never give him his flowers. I always give him his flowers. When he does things that I like, I always give him his flowers. I claim then that I never said anything bad about him as a joke because I trash him all the time. But, you know, he was at least fighting, and finishing a game with 12 rebounds tells me that he wasn't completely checked out and wasn't completely, not giving some extra effort in the game. So didn't shoot well, 5 for 14. We made runs when he was on the bench, coincidentally, but 12 rebounds, did his thing. He, and even in the fourth quarter, and in the beginning of this, I think I was kind of trashing him for accepting that he's the number 2 to Kelly Oubre. But I guess, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? It does take a level of humility for the highest paid player on the team to say, okay, this guy's better than me. So I need to give him the ball the entire fourth quarter. I'm not the guy. I mean, he could be Julius Randle out there. You ever see Julius Randle when, like, I remember the Julius Randle RJ Barrett battles that the Knicks had when RJ Barrett would be cooking and you could just tell Julius Randle was jealous and he wanted to go take the ball and get some shots up and he would shoot the Knicks out of games. So at least Tobias doesn't have an ego like that where he wants the ball so bad and he wants to prove something. I guess he's accepted, hey, they paid me $180 million. I'm kind of mid. Whatever, it is what it is. Here you go, Kelly Oubre. You can have the ball. Maybe that's what we're talking about. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't a horrendous Tobias Harris game. It was bad shooting, but he started out aggressive, fought for rebounds the whole game, down there in the fourth quarter when, God, they were getting like offensive board after offensive board. So whatever. You know what I mean? It was a vet minimum type of game, and that's kind of what he really is realistically. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to the members in the chat. Peter Dunbar, I'm back. A is in the chat. Nathan, Aussie Sixers fan. Sicko Nation is international. This guy's such a sicko. He called the show one time on a plumbing job in South Australia. That's real sicko shit. This guy wakes up at like 5 a.m. to watch this stupid team. Yeah. Shout out to you guys. So, Kelly Oubre again. I just love this dude, bro. I just absolutely love the mentality of Kelly Oubre. He does not back down ever. He just doesn't back down ever. The guy was 6 for 19. He has the shortest short-term memory of any NBA player ever. He could be 0 for 15. He's coming right at you the next play. And again, you know, when people see that game where Maxey shot 11 for 29 or something like that, and they say, you know, people today talk so much about efficiency, like Big Neck Brian Windhorst saying Allen Iverson, his style of play wouldn't fly today. They harp so much on efficiency. They harp so much on playing a perfect game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen people make arguments that, like, yeah, Joel Embiid dropped 47 and the Sixers won, but he shot 42% from the field and this and that, and he had 5 turnovers. Stop focusing so damn much on stats, because guess what? You can play a perfect game and go 8 for 8 and lose by 25. Sometimes there's a player out there who you need to shoot the damn ball. You absolutely need him to shoot the ball. He's one of the only guys, Kelly Oubre, talking about, but, you know, also referencing Allen Iverson back into that 2001 team. He was the only guy that could create anything on that roster. And I'm getting back into ranting about stupid Brian Windhorst and what he said about Allen Iverson, but context matters so much. You know, difficulty of shots matters so much. And having a killer who refuses to back down is a lot more valuable a lot of times than having some guy that only takes easy shots and has a 69% true shooting percentage. You know, that's another thing with it. You know, if a player passes up difficult shots the whole game and only takes easy shots and goes 8 for 8, then his efficiency is through the roof. And, you know, Swipe a Cam will make a tweet that says, like, yeah, he only scored 9 points, but he was 4 for 4 and a 290% true shooting percentage. Man, shut the fuck up, dude. Who's going to take the ball in the fourth quarter and make it happen? I don't give a shit about stats. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you get from a guy like Kelly Oubre. He could shoot terrible for 3 quarters. He could be 3 for 15. And the fourth quarter comes around. The game is close. Both teams are laying bricks. Both teams are building housing developments with the amount of bricks they put up in one night. And you get down to the fourth quarter in a close game and it's like 67-65. And you need him to keep attempting to make things happen, even though he's having a horrendous shooting night. And that's why efficiency is bullshit and dogs get the job done. And Kelly Oubre, damn it, got the freaking job done. Finishes with 18 and 10. He was 6 for 19, but man, just tough bucket after tough bucket down the stretch. And DiVincenzo did a 2-leg takedown on him, and he laughed in his face. You know what I mean? DiVincenzo drives baseline. Kelly Oubre inadvertently, elbows him in the back of the head. And I even understand where DiVincenzo was coming from because he didn't see it. He just felt somebody punch him in the back of the head. So he's like, yo, what the fuck? And he turns around and goes for a 2-leg takedown. I like it. I like both sides of it. I love that. I was sitting at a bar earlier, eating some tacos, watching the LSU women's game. I get to see a fight in a women's game. I'm all hype. I'm in the Discord. It was a Sixers Discord, but I'm like, yo, did you guys see the fight in the women's game? This shit was amazing. I love sports fights. And then I get to turn on my Sixers, and Maxey's not playing, and the teams have like 60 points apiece. It's the worst NBA game in history. And they fight? Hell yeah, bro. We watched 3.5 quarters of nonsense, and we got to see a little bit of a fight. Not a real fight, an NBA fight, which essentially is like somebody pushes somebody back. Somebody yells at other people about pushing them, and they're like, hey, don't push me. And they're like, what you going to do about it? And then they push somebody, and a little bit of, NBA shoving match. Not a real fight, but it was fun. I like when scrappiness happens and shit goes down. When you see it in slow motion, if you haven't seen it, you're going to laugh. DiVincenzo goes for the 2-leg takedown, and Kelly Oubre is just the kind of like snarkiest, swaggiest, cockiest son of a bitch probably on the planet. And he was smiling the whole time. He was just smiling the whole time, laughing in DiVincenzo's face. Didn't even attempt to like retaliate, didn't push him back, didn't throw a punch, literally didn't do anything. Just laughed at him, got up, stood there, laughing the whole time. Dude, Kelly Oubre is the kind of guy that, like, somebody would try to fight for, like, talking to their girlfriend, you know what I mean? He would just stand there with a big smile on his face and just be like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? He just doesn't give a shit. And I love that dude. I need Kelly Oubre merch, man. I'm a Kelly Oubre stan. Dude, for sure. So, yeah, somebody threw it in the chat. Shout out to 370 people in here, man. Get us back over 400. It's been a while since we had 400 in a stream because the Sixers been unwatchable lately. So close out the chat, hit the like button for me one time. And, yeah, let's get up over 400, man. Close out the chat. Give me 300 plus likes, all right? Yeah, so let's talk about Kelly Oubre. Not Kelly Oubre. Let's talk about Buddy Hield and Nick Nurse. I love the fact that Nick Nurse, outside of not being permitted to bench Tobias Harris, not being permitted to bench him, not being permitted to cut his minutes whatsoever. Tobias Harris played 38 minutes in his game. Ricky Council has landed on the deep end of the bench and is not getting any time whatsoever. I think Ricky Council showed out for a couple games, and Josh Harris called in and said, hey, man, listen. You got a G leaguer out here outplaying my max contract guy, all right? And it looks bad on me, and it looks bad on the front office. So end it, all right? Put the G leaguer back on the end of the bench, end it, and get Tobias Harris back to his 38 points a game, 38 minutes a game. Yeah, wouldn't we love 38 points a game? We would love 38 points. I would love 38 points in 2 games combined. Yeah, I think that's what happened. But I want to shout out that Nick Nurse. Just how do you take a roster like this and hold the Knicks to 73 points? Like, you got to, and that's the thing about Nick Nurse, like I said yesterday, and I say it all the time, he's never not locked in. If you really watch him coach, bro, he's on the sideline yelling and pointing and yelling at players, and he's locked in all the time. And that's why he has a championship in 3 different leagues, a British league, 2 of them, the G League and the NBA. He's just locked in all the time. He never stops trying to win. He never stops trying to make runs. He never stops trying to improve things on the fly. And you got it. You absolutely. Has he been frustrating with some of the decisions he makes? Yeah, sure. But the Sixers roster is also depleted. He has his hands tied a lot of times. There's a couple games where I was like, why the hell was Batum in there in crunch time or whatever? But at the end of the day, you would never see Doc Rivers pull out this victory with 38-year-old Kyle Lowry, Cameron Payne, Kelly Oubre, Tobias Harris, Mo Bamba, Nick Batum, KJ Martin, Paul Reed. But look at this roster realistically. This isn't even, I don't even feel like this is the bench on a championship team. I think the 2016 Warriors bench is better on paper than this roster right now. You know what I'm saying? So credit to Nick Nurse for just the way he has these guys fighting. And in the beginning of that Pelicans game, they looked like they did not care. And it was embarrassing. And I think you're getting a coach that is like, we are not accepting that level of effort. You guys might not be a team full of NBA superstars, but you're going to give 110% every time, every play. You're going to go out there and give the effort. If you fail, it's fine. But lack of effort, we're not going to stand for. And I think, dude, I would love to hear some of the halftime rips that Nick Nurse probably gives the team. Something, because they played with a crazy level of energy, intensity in this game. And you got to give the coach credit for getting that much out of a roster that looks the way that it looks right now. The decision to bring Buddy Hield off the bench, the decision to start Cameron Payne and Kyle Lowry together, these are things that the last coach would never, ever consider. You know what I mean? These are things and that's what was so frustrating about him was he refused to experiment. He refused to try a certain lineup. He refused to try a different starting lineup. He refused everything. He ran the same thing the whole season into the ground. And Nick Nurse is not afraid. He's not afraid to try a new starting lineup. He's not afraid to try a new guy off the bench. He's not afraid to try a new combination of players. And I love that about him. I didn't expect to see 2 point guards starting, Kyle Lowry and Cameron Payne. I didn't expect to see Buddy Hield coming off of the bench. Buddy Hield been struggling a couple of games with Maxey out, you know what I mean? Embiid went down. He never got to play with Embiid, actually. Embiid was down before the trade deadline. But he was cooking when he first came to the Sixers with Maxey active, right? Feeding off of his energy. Then Maxey goes down, and Buddy's like, I'm not a damn all-star, creator. I'm just a catch-and-shoot three-point shooter. So he's in the starting lineup with Lowry or whoever who's not really drawing the defense like Maxey does, and Buddy's not getting shots off the way that he likes to, and he struggles in the starting lineup for a couple of games, and Nick says, all right, we'll bring him off the bench. We'll start Lowry and Payne. We'll stagger those two. I was a little bit surprised that Dalton Jr. didn't get any run because I'm like, if Cameron Payne and Kyle Lowry are starting, who the hell? Dalton Jr. is going to get a lot of minutes as the off-the-bench ball handler, but Dalton Jr. ends up not playing at all. 30 minutes for Payne, 31 for Lowry. A great job. A great job of mixing it up and a great job of staggering guys. And, just a great job by Nick Nurse on not being afraid to switch it up, not being afraid to try something different, and just saying, dude, fuck it, man. What do we have to lose? What do we have to lose? Let's try something different, Cameron Payne, I didn't even realize he only scored 7 points. He was 3 for 13. But when you just watch the effect that he has on the game when he's on the floor, I like him a lot. And it's because Maxey's not there. It's because you don't have a ball handler with that speed that can create and really make the defense work outside of Cameron Payne. So that ends up being a great trade. Sorry, Patrick Beverley. We loved your energy. But Cameron Payne's just a lot better of a point guard. And he was 3 for 13, but again, another player that's just a fighter. You know what I mean? You watch Cameron Payne play, undersized, left-handed, shoots the ball sideways. It looks like Lonzo Ball on, I was going to say, make a drug reference and get stream bogged down. He's just not the biggest, not the most talented guy in the world, but just an absolute dog, Cameron Payne. So I love what he brings to the table. And Paul Reed, the outside of Daniel House Jr., the craziest basketball player I've ever seen in my life. You never know what he's going to do. Had a wide open layup in the first half, right down the middle of the lane, decided to try to do a reverse for no reason and shanked it. He airballed another one. I mean, he just, you never know what you're going to get. But he fought. He played great defense. How many blocks did Paul Reed have? Dude, I feel like he had 5 blocks, man. I feel like he had 4 blocks. 4 blocks for Paul Reed, man. 4 blocks. You know, and we've had so much trouble defending the rim without Embiid. I mean, we have been so bad at defending the rim without Joel Embiid. Mo Bamba still can't guard the rim. He started the game, only played 20 minutes. Again, Nick Nurse had this strategy of let me start Bamba so Paul Reed doesn't foul out in the first 10 minutes of the game. Hopefully Bamba can survive those minutes, and then I can play Paul most of the rest of the game, and then I can switch Batum in a small ball center lineup. Bamba's bad. He's so bad at defending the rim. He got moved out of the way by Hartenstein and whoever else wanted to move him out of the way in the beginning. He did catch a little turnaround poster on somebody. He did have a little poster dunk, Mo Bamba did, but it doesn't make up for the fact that he's so unbelievably bad defensively, dude. It's remarkable. It really is. I still can't figure out how they haven't found some other 7-footer. Like some other 7-footer. It just I feel like any 7-footer. Like that doesn't even play basketball. Just some guy that you see that's really tall is probably better than Mo Bamba. But yeah, Paul Reed, defended the rim well. 4 blocks. I felt like he had 5 or 6, probably some that he didn't get credit for. And a wild win for the Sixers. So we go on a run, right? Buddy Hield's cooking a little bit at the beginning of the fourth quarter. And then he twists his ankle on a Jalen Brunson charge attempt. And that sucks. We're playing without Maxey, obviously without Embiid. We're without the Anthony Melton. Buddy Hield just out here trying to do things that he shouldn't have to try to do because he's not that kind of player, but he's just trying to make something out of nothing. Takes a dribble left and just tweaks his ankle. And then, did he come back in the game? I don't know if he can. Did he come back in the game? Yeah, he did because he hit a 3, didn't he? Am I stupid? I am very tired, so forgive me, but he came back in the game and hit a couple of clutch shots. So shout out to Buddy Hield for playing through an ankle tweak or whatever that was. I didn't even think about the fact that he came back into the game after hurting himself and had some clutch buckets. So yeah, shout out to Buddy Hield, man. What else I got to say? What happened down towards the end of the game, dude? It was absolutely, the fourth quarter was crazy. We get a 2-leg takedown by DiVincenzo. I love that Paul Reed steps in there in the middle of the fight because Paul Reed, bro, you just know. You just know. If you could hang out with the Sixers team on a night out in the town, who would you feel like really has your back and is ready to jump in and scrap at the drop of a hat? Paul Reed, bro. Got it out the mud, and he was like, what? There's a fight? Let's go. I'm in the middle of it. Shout out to that. Even Tobias Harris jumped in there. He jumped in, and he was probably saying, come on, guys, let's all get along. He was probably saying, like, hey, man, let's all be friends. No need for violence. We can sit down and discuss our feelings. But at least he was there. At least he didn't run from the smoke, I think that's all I have to say, man. What are you guys talking about? The Lowry 3 off the dribble was crazy. Bro, that was insane. Right after New York hit a crazy one. Who hit the crazy one for New York, man? It was DiVincenzo again. Or somebody. Again, my brain's not working today. But yeah, Lowry comes down, and we were up by, we had like a 7-point lead. And DiVincenzo, I think, or whoever hit the 3, it was Josh Hart. Yeah, it was Josh Hart because he was damn 0 for 7. And we thank you for reminding me. You guys are really helping me out in the chat because I'm forgetting everything. But yeah, Josh Hart's 0 for 7, so we're forcing him to shoot the ball. I remember that play now because he was open 3 different times. We were refusing to guard him. We were like, we're making Josh Hart shoot the ball in this possession. And of course he hits it, and Kyle Lowry comes right back down. Around the screen, like 20 seconds on the shot clock. I mean, it was a no, yes shot. It was just, you got to have a wild level of confidence to pull that 3 right there in crunch time with, right around the screen. I mean, it was wild. We were like, what? When he let it fly, we were like, what the? Oh, he hit it. It was ridiculous. But it was massively clutch, man. Huge clutch bucket from the North Philly legend, Kyle Lowry. There were so many Villanova players in this game. Who do we got? DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, Kyle Lowry. There might have been another one out there, man. But yeah, absolutely clutch by Lowry. Oh, I wrote it down. The notes are right in front of me. I can't remember who shot the ball, and it says right in front of my face, Josh Hart 3-pointer. That's why you take notes, Eastwood, you dipshit. What else happened? Lowry answered. Then the Knicks have a chance. 30 seconds left, and they get a Precious Achiuwa wide open corner air ball. Dude, if you're a Knicks fan and you're watching this team scrap and claw and it comes down to and you end up with a Precious Achiuwa corner 3 air ball, and I'm not going to lie to you, when he shot it, when he was wide open, I was like, damn, this guy, every time he was wide open in Toronto in crunch time, him and stupid Bobby Boucher's brother, Chris Boucher, every time those dudes were open in a Toronto Raptors uniform, it was money all day. I remember Precious Achiuwa cooking us some games, and it's like, in a Knicks uniform, he's back to reality. So he airballs the corner 3. Then Tobias Harris is like, you know what? Not enough controversy, and I haven't fucked up enough in this game. I'm going to throw the ball away with 15 seconds left on my own side of the court, jump pass in a triple team trap and throws the ball away. But comes back and tips it, and Brunson taps it out of bounds. So we got lucky on that one. The Knicks were atrocious. Everybody was atrocious shooting the ball in this game, but we did get lucky on some of the. We did get lucky on some of the shooting, the misses that were happening, because I'm not going to sit up here and act like we were playing perfect the whole game. We shot 38% from the field, and Knicks shot 32.5%. We were 9 for 30 for 3. They were 9 for 40 from 3. We shot 30%. They shot 22%. Oh, my goodness. We shot 57% from the free throw line. They shot 75%. Shout out to Tobias Harris for missing a technical free throw. They call a T after the fight, and why we have Tobias Harris shooting the free throw on the technical foul? Can somebody explain that to me? Or are we not? Do you not get to choose who shoots the free throw? Is he our best free throw shooter? Are we so down bad that Tobias Harris? He's not a bad free throw shooter. I'm not even saying that. It's not like you put Andre Drummond on the line or something. It's not like you put Paul Reed out there. But Tobias Harris misses the technical free throw. We shot 57% from the free throw line. That is embarrassing. 57% from the free throw line is ridiculous. Kelly Oubre missed a lot of them. Wow. Wild. 14 offensive rebounds. That's a huge number for us, especially against the Knicks. They usually out-rebound us by a mile. So, a bad shooting aside and defensive lapses leaving players wide open. The Knicks missed a lot of shots. All the fancy things, all the flashy things, all the flashy stat categories aside, we won the game by outworking the Knicks. When you have 14 offensive rebounds, when this team has 14 offensive rebounds, 9 steals, 5 blocks, only 15 turnovers for us. We had 19 points off of turnovers. I guess this one's the biggest one right here. You know what I mean? Because we have struggled so much defending the paint since Joel Embiid went out. For us to hold the New York Knicks to 30 points in the paint is gigantic. We have been giving up 60, 70, 80 points in the paint. Holding the Knicks to 30 points in the paint is huge. I think that's probably the most impressive stat when I look at this game. What you guys talking about in the chat, man? Villanova puts players in the NBA like Penn State puts players in the NFL, dude. And they're always the like glue guy, just nitty gritty type of players, like Penn State puts linebackers in the NFL. They're always the Josh Hart, DiVincenzo type of players. They're going to be professional. Their game's going to be polished. And they're going to be just well-rounded, dribble, pass, and shoot, and just give 100% all the time. So, yeah, Villanova. You know what you're getting when you get a Villanova guy, and that's why, I thought teams passing on Josh Hart was crazy at the time. I thought the Mikal Bridges draft pick was perfect until some dipshit decided they were going to trade him for some kid that did a 360 dunk and never played in the NBA. Batum had some good deflections. Batum goose egg again. Yeah, I mean, but he didn't get cooked, The only time I don't really look at stats for Batum as far as scoring, because it's just Nicholas Batum. He feeds off of, guys drawing defenders in the paint and him getting wide open threes, but at least he didn't get destroyed in the paint when he was in those small ball lineup, when he was in those center small ball lineups. What am I trying to say? Yeah. Low scoring game. Oh yeah. Very, very low scoring. We got people in the Discord, man. My bad, dude. Look, I'm short on sleep. I'm not even doing the show right. But shout out to you guys for being here. Thanks for being here. We got five people hanging out in the Discord, man. We'll try to get through all 5, man. I'll try to keep you guys to around 2 minutes. All right, so don't be rambling, okay? Give me your thought. I want your thoughts. Just try to keep it around 2 minutes. All right, my man, Aussie Sicko. Hey yo. Oh, I got the wrong one. Hold on, I got you muted. There you go.
Hey.
What's going on, man?
We're working. Hey, I'm good, man. Yourself?
Good, bro. You're working in Australia right now.
No. Oh, actually, I should have been working, but today's a public holiday. So when I meant working, I meant like we're working. It's the mic's working.
The mark's working. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Oh, the mic. Okay, my bad. I'm a dumb American. What do you mean? It's a public holiday. What does that mean? What is a holiday?
So we've got a horse race in South Australia called the Adelaide Cup, and for some reason we have a holiday for it.
Yo, Australia's so. Yo, you guys have a public holiday for a horse race.
Yeah, I think other states have it called Labor Day or something, but yeah.
That's amazing.
I don't know why we have a whole public holiday.
Dude, that's awesome. Anyway, what's up, man?
Again, sweating my ring out. I think every time I ring you, it's absolutely stinking hot. But it's good to see we actually got a win. I called before the game. I said this is not going to be a win, but you watch, we get a win, and bloody everyone's going to turn into, yeah, see, I told you we can make it. We can make it with this team. This team's wicked. I honestly don't think we're going to get much further. I reckon last time we spoke, I said we were going to get 6 wins out of 22 games, I think it was. and we lost, obviously, the Memphis and Nets games. And I was like, yeah, we're definitely on for that 6. This one throws it out of the equation a bit, maybe, but yeah, I don't know if we're still going to get.
Oh yeah, I think
more than 6.
No, I think you're absolutely right, and I don't think you're raining on the parade at all. Obviously, I'm up here celebrating beating the Knicks, but you're not gonna get a team scoring 73 points.
You're not going to get this game every time. Yeah. Like this is obviously way out of culture for the Knicks, especially at this point in time. So yeah, when we can count ourselves lucky that we got this and we're able to hold them down for that kind of points.
Well, hey,
it's actually really good.
Maybe we get Maxey back. Maybe we get Maxey back on Tuesday and we beat him again, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm probably more pessimistic. I'm pissing some people off in the Discord, I think, as well, with my negativity. But I don't know. I'm thinking long term, and I'm thinking just the personnel that we do have. Unfortunately, sorry guys, I reckon the Knicks are going to bounce back. They're going to be so dirty that they only got 73 points that they're going to come back fucking crazy.
No, you're probably right. But I am impressed at how much fight Nick Nurse is getting out of these guys. But yeah, you're not wrong. I predicted 5. I think I predicted 5 out of the next 20 games, even with Maxey back.
20. Yeah.
There's a lot of tough ones. The Bucks are frauds, though. I think the Bucks are beatable with Maxey. I probably wouldn't bet money on 2 New York Knicks victories back to back.
Yeah, I wouldn't be putting money on it for sure. And then, and fucking, you know my stance with Harris. Oh my God.
Tell us again,
Just
man.
Need to get that. I need to get that guy out, man. I need to get that guy out. This guy, seriously, it's like that. It's that vicious circle of he'll play a couple of good games and everyone gets excited. Everyone starts to go on that bandwagon. Harris is actually pretty good. Harris does this.
It's funny.
The stats make it look like he's doing really well, and then he folds. And he's the softest. He's absolutely the softest person I've ever seen play a game of NBA basketball.
Every time
he's supposed to be the elitist.
Every time he has a really good game,
this guy playing like a high schooler.
Every time he has a really good game, and I always think people are joking. And then I'm like, wait a minute, they're being serious. Like, they're not joking.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, oh, the haters are talking now. Oh, keep the same energy. I'm like, what? What is going on, man? I don't get it. And then all we got to do is sit back a couple games, and you know what's going to happen. Yeah. He's back. But
we know what's going to happen anyway. Us oldies and sickos.
Oh yeah, we've seen it enough times. But look, I'm happy he deferred. I'm seriously happy he's humble enough to just defer to somebody that has more dog in him. He's just handing the ball to Kelly Oubre in the fourth quarter. He's like, you know what? I don't have the fight in me. You take the ball. So whatever.
If he was acting like Kelly Oubre, because Kelly Oubre don't pass.
Yes. Yeah.
If he was acting like Kelly Oubre, we'd be losing every single game.
If he had the skill of
including Embiid.
Yeah. If he had his play style and Kelly Oubre's mindset, it would be terrible.
Oh my God, yeah.
Absolutely right. Yo, thanks for calling, man. I always appreciate you.
No worries, man. See you later.
Aussie Sicko, all the way from Australia, giving us the facts. We got Gunna. We got Gunna in the Discord. Yo, Gunna. Yo,
what's good? Yeah, no, I just got 2 things for you.
What's up, man?
So if you look around, if you're a new NBA fan, right, and you look around the league and look at guys look at guys on max contracts, and you're like let's say Giannis, his finishing stands out. Let's say Jokic, his passing stands out. But if you got guys who's on max contracts like Tobias Harris, what's good that stands out? I mean, I don't know what stands out for him.
I've been saying it for years. No, you're right, and I've made that same point so many times that if you're bad at a lot of things, at least there's one thing that somebody's really good at. He's just very mid at basically everything.
Yeah,
like he doesn't have a strength. He doesn't have a go-to. He doesn't. He's just this. He's just a guy. He's just seriously a mid-level player being paid that money, and you know, it is what it is.
Did you know that this guy Tobias Harris was in a 3-point contest?
Yes, early on in his career, I think with the Detroit Pistons. Or
I didn't know
Clippers?
that. I know somebody said
I
it to
think
me
it
on
was.
Twitter.
I think it was the year he averaged 20 points a game on the Clippers, and or maybe it was with the Pistons. Is one of his early years. Yeah, he was. And when you watch his highlights with the Pistons and the Clippers back then, he had a lot more bounce. He had a lot more quickness to his game. He's 31 years old. You know, he's a lot slower right now than he was when he was that young. And you know, it is what it is. He hopefully this is the end of it because we've watched it for so long.
Oh yeah, no. But the last thing I had was I like Buddy Hield off the bench. Like he brings that kind of like Lou Williams, Jamal Crawford type of guy off the bench. We never had a guy like that can just put fear into defenders' faces, and we never had that. And I like Buddy Hield coming off the bench because he can just come in and just give you about he could go off for about 20 or something.
Yeah, he absolutely
that.
could. Yeah, he absolutely could. Microwave scorer off the bench is the term I think that they use for that kind of player. And I think it's because when a player comes off the bench like that, it doesn't feel like some kind of pressure. He can just go do what Buddy Hield does versus like in the starting lineup, he probably feels like, oh, I have to do this or I have to create stuff or I have to, you know what I mean? I think he's just a lot more comfortable in a role like that. Yeah, man.
Nah, but I appreciate the call. I'll be in the playback chat.
So. All right, brother. Thank you, man. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for contributing to the show. Yeah. All right, man. Hey, we got a lot of callers, man. You guys got opinions. You guys got opinions tonight, man. Hunter is on the line in the Discord. Hunter, what's going on? Yo.
Doing good. I have a few points about this game. First, like Hield coming off the bench played good. It kind of seems like he's in like that Oubre role where he can like just come in the game and just shoot up shots, and he was really good in the second half for us.
Oh yeah,
and
man.
Then the other thing was, oh my gosh, like without this like down the stretch without Embiid, like recently we've just had so many just horrible turnovers, and Lowry down the stretch helped like calm us down. Other than like the Tobias turnover, which he couldn't do anything about, he helped us slow the game down and helped everyone calm down, which I think will be really helpful when Embiid is back.
Oh, dude, Hunter, that's such a great point, and that's such a valuable thing that Kyle Lowry brings to his team. You know, and when people talk about him being 38 years old and being washed or whatever, it's like, yeah, but and I said this when we made the trade, he's a creator that doesn't turn the ball over and a veteran, super experienced, been in every situation you could be in. And yeah, without Embiid, and you got, still young Maxey running the point guard, like, yeah, down the stretch of games, we were all out of sorts, and I think that's what you're saying, that down the stretch of games, there's a lot of just chaos going on, and you get a veteran like Kyle Lowry, and you're just like, all right, listen, give me the ball, we're going to slow it down, bring some order and organization and everything. So, dude, I think you're on the money with that, man. That's what he brings to you, and that's why it was a good signing.
Yeah, I mean, he was getting pressed full court and double teamed off screens down the stretch, and there was just no bad turnovers. And I think now since the Sixers beat the Knicks, we're the 6th seed right now. We're only like a game behind the 5 and 4 seed, and I don't think we'll end up there, but just like getting close to those seeds could help us down the stretch if Maxey and hopefully Embiid comes back. And one thing I've also noticed is Reed has been hitting, he's been hitting so many threes. Like, I don't know what his percentage is, but
Three ball Paul.
All of his threes.
3-ball Paul, man. 3-ball Paul. Dude, he shot like upward high 30% in college. He shot high 30% in the G League, and then Doc Rivers was like, "Hey, you're never shooting the ball. Don't ever shoot the ball." And Nurse is like, "What do you mean? Shoot the ball." And Nurse encouraged him to shoot the ball. And when Nurse first came here, he said they were immediately working with him and Jaden Springer and some other guys on their shots and stuff. And like, you love to see it, man, because everybody in the NBA is shooting threes, and you know the shot form is one of the worst things I've ever seen. But dude, keep shooting it if you're gonna make them, man. You know what I mean? Love it.
I mean, we were all hyped about his shooting coming into the season, and it didn't live up to it. But it seems like he's hitting like 2 threes a game recently, and then like 2 more points. Nick Nurse with his new like rotation. I know you don't believe in like, or you don't think plus minus is like a great stat. But, like when it's like all the starters like Mo Bamba -8. Tobias, it wasn't a bad game or a good game. It's just he was really good on the glass. But like the bench, Nick Batum +18, Buddy Hield +19, Reed +13. Like they came in and impacted the game really well. And then Cam Payne specifically, like the way he just relentlessly drives and puts pressure on the defense helps so much.
Dude, absolutely. Absolutely, bro. Hunter, man, you're on the money, dude. On the money. Thanks for calling, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. That's all I got. Thank you, DJ.
Shout out to Hunter, man. On the money. Yeah, you know, Paul Reed hitting threes, man. Yeah, Cameron Payne putting pressure on the defense. Kyle Lowry bringing his veteran presence, especially late in the game when things get crazy. You have a veteran point guard like Lowry. And even when Maxey's in there, you know, you still want Lowry to probably have the ball down in crunch time, because he can just bring order, he can just bring organization, and he's just going to make the heads up veteran plays. Yo, Jarrett Newsom, my man Jarrett. Yo, Jarrett.
What's up, bro?
What's going on, Jarrett?
How you feeling, man?
I mean, I'm happy. I'm just happy we got a win. You know, I'm just happy we got a win. When the situation we're in right now, man, a win is a win.
You and me both, bro, because we desperate for these wins right now. But I basically, hey, man, we looking at that heart aspect, the heart of 2 players. We're looking at Reed and, of course, our main man, Kelly. Man, if you could put that heart muscle inside of old boy Harris, he'd be an all-star every year.
6'8", 225 with that heart, man. Yeah,
man.
He would be, man.
Yeah.
That was a heart win, dude. That's what I was trying to say. That was a win that was just like, it was ugly, it was bad shooting, there was a lot of chaos going on, a lot of mistakes were made, but they out-hearted the Knicks, man. It was all hustle and heart that won that game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They gritted that one out. They grinded out. I even got to give it to Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse was grinding. He was grinding over there on the sideline. And I'm gonna tell you, when my brother talks all about Lowry, but I'm like, when he had to take that big shot, he'll take it.
Yeah, I can't believe he shot that ball. I was in the playback like, what the? It didn't even make sense to me. It was like he didn't even really go all the way around the screen. It felt very random, but I guess he knew he was going to shoot it. He was like, I'm answering. You know, that was some killer instinct stuff from him.
That was killer, man. I'm just still stuck on what you're talking about, because if you look at the way our team is right now, the dogs that we have, because Kelly's starting, maybe it'll rub off on Harris or something, because we know Joel got dog in him. You know, yeah. But I'm going to just tell you, the players that we have, when they come back, because, hey, we have a dog that they don't really realize is a dog, which is Maxey.
Yeah.
And Maxey's a beast. They just don't know he's a dog. He knows he's a dog.
Damn, you're gonna make me believe in positivity, Jarrett. You're gonna make me believe, man.
Hey, man, been a Sixer fan for too long to give up on him now, brother.
Embiid comes back, Maxey and Oubre.
Man, we get out that first round, brother, it's gonna be on and popping.
I made the prediction. I posted the clip on Instagram, partly for the reactions, because I know it's a crazy prediction, but I said, here's what's going to happen. I said the Sixers they're going to get Joel Embiid back. We're going to come out of the play-in tournament. We're going to beat the Boston Celtics in the first round of the playoffs. And there is just so many hate comments on this. It's unbelievable, man.
They can hate all they want. It's feasible. because they got a disadvantage. Who is going to hold Joel Embiid in the post?
If he's healthy, they're in trouble.
They are in trouble.
Absolutely.
They are in with Maxey. And then we got our main man. We call him Buddy Love. Buddy Love. We got Buddy Love out there, man. Busting those threes, getting wide open looks. It's going to be beautiful.
Whole thing changes if you get Embiid back. I mean, everything changes, you know? And people have such a short-term memory, and they see this roster right now, and they just say, oh, the Sixers suck. But, like, dude, the whole thing changes if Embiid comes back.
Bro. And you know what? What's really, I'm going to end it on this one, though, bro. If you look at the word MVP, you take a player off of a team, you find out which player is the MVP. You see when you take Joel Embiid off the team, what happens.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I mean the whole system is built around him, the whole roster is built around him, you know, and it's like, but yeah, there's not even like, you take Tatum off the Celtics, they're still gonna win some games.
Yeah, they still gonna ball, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
hey,
MVP,
man, I always appreciate the Vine, man. Appreciate you giving me the call. I'm going to take it back before you go back to the 60s and the 70s. Appreciate you giving me the Vine, you know, grab a little hold, talk to you.
All right,
Take
Jared,
care of
man.
yourself, bro.
Have a good night. I appreciate you. Jarrett Newsom, man. OG, run it back Philly caller. Been calling the show for years. Always love the takes, man. Always love the takes. A decent in the Discord.
Yo, what's up, brother?
What's going on, man?
Man, sorry about the last time I came in yesterday. I think I was like at a bad reception somewhere.
Oh yeah,
My fault.
I could tell you. It was just going in and out. But what's up, man? How you doing?
Oh my goodness! Did you? I'm not. I don't want to ask you the question. You already saw the game. It's still mind-boggling to me that this team, and I'm gonna credit this to Nick Nurse, because Nick gave them the same mindset they had in the second half with the Pelicans, right?
Yeah.
Where they decided, I'm just gonna, we got to play harder than this. This is ridiculous that we're playing this way. They got the mindset where they realize, guys, we don't have Embiid, we don't have Maxey. We're missing 60 points from this team. If we're not going to be able to manifest the type of offense to keep up with everybody, make it difficult for everybody else to play on the opposition. And that's the mentality Nurse brought to this team going into this game. If we're going to struggle and it's going to be ugly for us in the offensive end, let's make it the same way for them.
Absolutely.
And that's the mentality. And it was perfect because, look, to be honest with you, the only guy on that team that can really just go get a bucket for you without a hitch is Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
And what people, I don't know if anybody mentioned this yet, because I get a chance to hear everybody else like on their opinions on the game.
Mm-hmm.
But Kelly Oubre gets a round of applause for the defense he put on Jalen Brunson.
Absolutely, bro. Just a fighter.
Yo, he was fighting around screens and everything. That man was determined to say, no, Brunson, not tonight, buddy. You're going to have to work for yours tonight.
The level of effort you get from that guy is just out of this world.
Out of this world. And he gave you 18 while guarding him.
Yeah.
He gave you 18 while guarding this man.
And was the main creator, the main source of offense down the stretch.
Yeah.
Tobias was handing him the ball.
Yep. Oh yeah, had to.
Yeah.
Had to. He had to. And I do like that Tobias, in fact, in some issues, was still engaged, even though he's having another shitty offensive night. He didn't give up on rebounding. So I've seen that a lot from him in this game. So I'll give him that. That I was like, okay, at least he's engaged in rebounding.
Right.
Because there was times where you just sit there like, why is he on the floor? He's not doing anything. Please do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
I would love to know, what Nick Nurse says, because Nurse has told stories before about him screaming at Kawhi Leonard, screaming at Kyle Lowry on those Raptors teams. And like, I would love to hear if he's like, hey, look, dude, if you're shooting terribly you still can't finish a game with 5 rebounds. You're 6'8". Like, get under the rim and get us some boards. Like, I would love to know what he's saying to him, because he's
Nurse don't take no shit. And you can tell in his body language and the way he interviews and responds, he don't take no ish. The man wants you to play hard.
Yep.
If you're gonna be out there.
Yep.
So that's so as much as we scrutinize, like I did the last time I interviewed with you, the last time we had this talk, like I was scrutinizing him in fashions, but there's one thing I cannot take away from Nurse. Nurse wants 110% effort on the floor.
Yep. Absolutely, bro.
And he gonna go through miles to get it. You see B-ball Paul Reed over the last 4 games?
Dude, the first time he was in a post game and they had a terrible, just lackluster, like embarrassing performance, he was so angry. And I was like, wait a minute. And he was legit like, yeah, we're down some guys, but that lack of effort is not gonna fly. Like, he was angry.
Yes.
And I was like, yes, finally. That's what we need.
Yes, we need an angry coach to say, God damn it, I'm sick and tired of the effort, the lack of effort.
Yep.
It's got to stop. And I love Paul Reed's mentality. Now, mind you, we all know that he's the backup center to Joel.
Yep.
But when he played starting minutes, he just didn't feel like himself, right? He was giving energy, but he wasn't like doing the outmost things that he would do when he comes off the bench.
Trying to coast, kind of trying to conserve his energy and stuff.
Yes. So when he goes to the bench, this dude comes out with a whole different mentality. Like, I'm going to give it to anybody on the court. Like, I don't care if I'm shooting the J, rebounding, you're going to feel me. And that's what I love, the energy. I don't know what it is. When he comes off the bench, this dude comes off pissed. Like, he had 4 blocks tonight?
Yeah, he had 4 blocks, man. He was out there getting it done, man.
Yo, this dude did not care. He was like, I'm going to go to work on everybody. Yeah. I don't care who's under the paint. And what I love about this mentality, he stays out of foul trouble.
Yeah, he did a great job. Even defensively, like he's straight up a lot of times. He played great defense, like good technical defense, and he's not a technical player at all.
Right.
So he's getting a lot better, really, technically.
Yeah, adapting heavily in games. When we need him the most, he's adapting so much better than normal. Yeah. And the shot, oh my God. If he can shoot like this in the postseason, this dude's going to be a problem for cats off the bench, bro.
Yep. Yeah, you're actually seeing players improving, and I think a lot of that is what they do. I think they take Paul Reed in the gym and they say, this is how you defend the paint. This is not how you defend the paint, and they work on things here. We've just seen probably Brett Brown and Doc Rivers combined. We saw 7 years of just not hardcore training style coaching.
I agree with this. And that's why I just feel like when you see Paul Reed play, like you could tell there's a grit. Like this entire win tonight was all grit. There was nothing pretty about this game. It was, we're going to play smash mouth basketball and make you work for everything. And the Knicks were not ready, prepared for that. And I can't wait. I hope we get Maxey back. Oh my God.
Let's go,
please
man.
Give us him back.
Maxey against the Knicks on Tuesday, man. Yo, man, I appreciate the call, man. Great stuff.
Definitely, man. Absolutely. Good talking to you, East.
All right, bro. Take it easy. Yeah, man. And a lot of the thing I think that was so annoying over the last couple of years when talking about Doc Rivers and this team and their lack of effort and how bad they were in the hustle department. A lot of people would just say it's not on the coach. It's the players got to play. And I used to tell people all the time, like, bro, it doesn't matter what level you're at. You still need to be coached. You still need to be pushed, especially overpaid NBA players, especially athletes that have already made $100 million in their lifetime. Those guys need to be pushed even more because what real incentive do they have to be motivated? They already made all this money, Doc Rivers didn't push anybody. You got Nick Nurse out here that's clearly sending a message. And for him to get that level of effort out of these guys, it proves that point, man. Coaching matters. Coaching matters so much. Just because they're professional players, coaching matters so much. Yo, Peter D, man, thanks for being patient in the Discord. My man, Peter.
Hey, what's going on, DJ? Can you hear me, man?
Yeah, man, thanks for waiting, bro. What's going on?
Hey, I got to tell you, there's a lot of young sickos here in Sicko Nation, and I've been watching basketball since like 1983, something like that. And I'm sitting there, and it got toward the third quarter, man, and I just started to get nostalgic, brother.
Yeah,
and I'm sitting.
This low scoring dogfight brought you back to the 80s, huh?
Oh, big time, man. I was sitting there looking at the bench waiting for Barkley and Mahorn to jump up and rip the pants off and head in. I'm like, holy shit, man, is this really happening? And then when, it was like 80s, fisticuff, freaking clothesline down the lane, common foul era, man. I'm like, and then when Oubre got tackled under the basket, I jumped up, man. I'm like, this is basketball, man.
Oh, that was so exciting, man! Because we were in the playback stream, and this game was so just chaotic and boring, pretty much. The fight lit a fire under everybody. It was great.
It was freaking awesome.
In the 80s, they would have probably threw some punches.
Oh, there would have been. There would have been common fouls too, like bloody lips and black eyes and all kinds of bench clearing stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, the only difference is there wouldn't have been like 73s chucked up. You know what I mean? Like that probably wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. A low scoring game back there was what in the 50s, 60 points?
Yeah. I saw some 60-point games back in the 80s for sure. Like back in the Bad Boys Detroit Piston era. Oh my gosh, that was horrible. That was crazy bad. But also, I got to tell you, there's usually a couple of moments in a game. Like the first moment is when you think, that could be the play of the game. Like that could have just won us the game. And then there's another moment usually where you're like, wow, Lady Luck's on our side. You got to have that one play, right? That you're kind of lucked out. And both those happened toward the end of the game. When Toby was double teamed at the half court line and Nick Nurse called the timeout, that was a huge freaking timeout. Like,
yep.
I mean, that was as big as any bucket anybody made. I mean, that was just a huge timeout. But then, of course, Tobias can't help it. He's got to throw it away anyway. And then they threw it away immediately. And I'm like, there's our lucky. There it is. That, you know what I mean? That was like two possessions.
Because he saw him pick up his dribble before the half court line. And that's a disaster waiting to happen. Like, dude, if you take the ball and drive down the court, like as soon as he sees another defender come, he just stops dribbling on his own side of the court. And that's why he called the timeout. And then he had Batum inbound the ball to Lowry, who ended up chucking it to Tobias anyway.
Yeah, yes. But I got to tell you, I think Tobias might have a phone or something on him reading his threads because that one fast break where he was coming down, he's kind of softly tried laying it up and got blocked or whatever.
Yep.
I'm like, man, I'm like typing in the chat, like, can this guy dunk? Like, is he capable of dunking? And then like 2 minutes later, he flushes it. Of course, it's a wide open flush. But,
yeah, he'll dunk a wide open one. But I mean, there was a play where he airballed a layup over Precious Achua because he just goes around contact. He just does not. It's just in his DNA. If there's a defender there, he's going to do a fadeaway hook shot off the glass. It's what he does.
Yep. And I mean, I'm trying not to get too excited because, I mean, let's face it, the Knicks had a bad night. I mean, they did. But I will give credit where credit's due. We played pretty decent defense tonight. Like, we really did.
Yeah.
Not just in the paint, but even perimeter. Like, they did have some wide open stuff they missed, but it was manageable. You know what I mean? And we kept points out of the paint, which was ridiculously good for us.
Yeah.
So, I hope Monday we can back it up. Yeah.
The effort was there, flying around the perimeter.
Effort was there. Yeah, scrappy. Honestly, Reed and Oubre could have played on the 80s Pistons. Like, they're those type of players.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the scrappy type that we like here in Philly, and we need to have here in Philly.
Yeah, you need to balance it out. This team we've had so many overpaid divas on this team for so long, and even Joel Embiid sometimes plays like an overpaid diva and pouts to the officials, and his body language is bad and stuff like that. And like, just a guy, an underdog like a Kelly Oubre who almost didn't even get another NBA contract. He's just a fighter, and those are the kind of guys that can just ignite some kind of fight in the rest of the team.
Absolutely. And you know that one drive that Oubre had where he like split 3 people and flushed it and then landed with the flex? Like,
Yep.
I'm like, man, that's some 80s shit right there, man.
I love it,
was
man.
awesome.
And even when even in the fourth quarter when he drove in and got called for a charge, I was like, I don't care. That's what you're going to get that with Kelly Oubre. He does not have any. He sees one defender or 5 defenders. He already made the decision that he's going to the rim. It's just how he plays the game, and I love it, man. I don't care if he goes 0 for 20 and gets called for 5 charges. I just really appreciate the way that he plays the game.
Yep.
Yeah, bro.
Yep. Agreed, man.
Hey,
All right,
Peter.
off to bed, man.
Good,
But, hey,
good to hear from you, man.
Bud.
Good to hear from
All
you.
right.
Thanks, bro. Peter! Yeah. Oh, my God. I can't believe I'm still up talking about this game. I love what we've built here, though, man. We got a community of sickos here. 300-plus people on a Sunday night talking about a game that didn't involve any stars whatsoever. You guys that consistently call in on the Discord, we're just getting great callers, man. It's consistent. We're building a great show, and you guys are legitimately a huge part of it. You know what I mean? So thank you. Thanks for tuning in once again. Thank you to everyone that's becoming a member of the channel. Exclusive content on the way. You know what? Probably a little bit of a play breakdown tomorrow morning in the members only section, looking at some of the ridiculous plays in this game. And then we'll do our normal YouTube video type of stuff also. So the YouTube content's not going to change. I just want to give some extra content to the members section. You know what I mean? And I think most of it's going to be in the way of film review, play breakdown type of stuff because I pretty much do it anyway. So why not make videos out of it and give you guys some extra content? Broad Street Reports, thanks for the super chat. Yeah, so consider becoming a member. It's a little $5 a month. Click the link in the description. It helps me take this brand to the next level. And yeah, Sixers get a dub, man. We can't be mad about it, man. Sixers get a dub. And without Maxey and Embiid, anytime you get a dub is a good time. So we'll see what they look like on Tuesday. Maybe we get Maxey back. Thank you all for hanging out, man. Sicko Nation.